All right, so I'm running a template that I just made up. Um, some of these things you can just find anywhere. And this is really in my indicators. It's the bar 1. For some reason, this is just what it's called, bar 1. It's the one I'm currently using. So what that's going to give you is the range of 15 minutes. On the 15-minute chart, it's giving you just the range. The high and low of that is what the market did without regard to closing prices. So I took the closing prices off because I met somebody on the street literally, and I said to them, have you ever thought about trading currencies? So this is my big opportunity. I'm a little nervous, but I survived it. I said, how about if I showed you how to do that? And they said, well, they didn't want to log on the internet or something. I said, well, that's not going to work out. But it got me thinking, what would I show them if they were able to fucking... The guy claimed he had ADD. This guy's a victimhood fuckhead, you know. Oh, I got ADD. I can't log it. Dude, I thought I had ADD till I, you know. I mean, everybody's got ADD. He goes, I wish it was a disability so I could get money. Dude, I wish my fucking aching nuts were a disability, okay, but they're not. Just they're nuts. So I figure let's try to make an instructional video for a guy that doesn't want to trade. Let's torture this guy. So 15-minute chart. And we're doing high-speed playback so we can learn quickly. And the reason why I blocked off the first 12 hours of trading in 4-hour boxes of different colors, the color doesn't mean that the market went down or up. There's no... So don't think about that. I can make the boxes all the same color too if you're one of those people. Because sometimes you just want to... Actually, I should make... So that's a big difference. If I make these boxes all the same color, psychologically, if I show it to somebody, they're going to go, well, what the fuck does blue mean? Dude. So if I just make them all the same color, I'd say tall and short boxes. So if you're going to instruct somebody how to play guitar or how to trade, I think you got to break it down. So the nice thing about this system is you could tell somebody, only trade during the blue box. They're like, okay. If you tell them only trade during the middle box if it's smaller than the other boxes, now it depends how people's heads are wired. So to instruct somebody, you know, these things are considerations, honestly. People claim they want to be a mentor and all that bullshit, like this ICT. What a fuck nut. You know, if I was teaching people, get paid for it, dude, I'd have like fucking... Okay, this is for the people that like, well, they like to... eat chocolate ice cream. These are the vanilla ice cream people. I mean, you really got to make it so that this is what I learned from spending money with Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins. So I took Tony Robbins' class, and it was really very useful. Actually, if you're a sociopath, it's fucking necessary, dude. Oh, I went to see my friend. He had a friend there, and I walked up and I said, "Oh, hey, what up, buddy?" And he's like, I'm not your buddy. I'll go, oh, you guys are hanging out too much together. You're starting to assume each other's hair technique and everything. Yeah. I don't know what my point is, but no, the point is that Tony Robbins says, well, you know what you want to do is interrogation technique. The guy has a beer, you've got a beer. I mean, you may not drink beer, but you want to fucking try to get in this guy's head. Well, how are you going to do it here? So... If I say to somebody, I really do wonder how hard it would be to show somebody that's never traded before, and also not fucking trip them up. But some people learn visually, some people learn kinesthetically, and some people learn auditorily, and this is what Tony Robbins taught me. And it's true, because if I see that somebody is a fan of audio, then maybe I'll create a better audio environment for them. So if I want to manipulate some, or win them over, manipulate them, of course, seduce them, I'm going to say, well, you know, it looks like they like that. Okay, look at, if they giggle at that, I'm like, okay, well, that's my threat. I'm just going to fucking, but I don't want to be cliche and keep hammering with the same fucking shit. So same thing with the market. The market's always throwing different shit at you. What kind of trade can you do that is, what did this guy say to me? Oh my God, he kind of triggered me a little bit. He goes, well, it's like a guaranteed thing. I said, well, okay, listen, if you show up, it's guaranteed. It's kind of guaranteed if you show up. It's better than a lottery ticket. So I wanted to get to the lottery ticket level with this guy, but I don't think he was a lottery tickeologist. So I think the gateway entry drug for people, it could be porn, but it could also be the they say the attraction is random wins, and I think lottery guys are buying for random win, but this is random, but maybe this is too certain, so there'll be a buzzkill. I don't know. So let's think trailing stop entry. I just built this robot to trade very high frequency long only. So when I see it come on, I know it bought. I made it long only bot. Let's picture ourselves in these trades. The spread is set at 1.5. If we're paying, we could set it to 2, and that would include the commissions. It'd be more realistic. Let's try to do trades right now. Let's try to get in and pick out the entries. 25 pips stops we're going to run. Let's try not to do any market orders because we don't know when this even closes. Actually, since I took the closing prices off, it's forcing you not to trade that technique. So this would be my beginner. Literally, my beginner module on trading would be, what time of day is it? The first 12 hours are marked off in those boxes. And I would go through this chart explicitly. There wouldn't be any fucking like, well, can you tell me the secret order block? There ain't no fucking order block, guy. Fucking stop it with it. Well, one more fucking guy. I say, here's nothing. Like that. Like Vinny E. Mini says he's going to kick people out of his Discord if they show fake results. If you say order block, we've got a fucking butt plug with a wire electrode in there, and we're just going to give that a little tap. And I've got the fucking potentiometer right here, so give it a love tap. But this thing buys at the market, actually, that robot. So that's a good entry, I must say. I like this trade he's in, and I'm ready to take it off, but I can't intervene upon the robot during playback. But I think when you are teaching somebody, you go to your time and way, even if they're paying you, if you go to your way, so psychologically it's disturbing to get paid for something that you know is wrong or stupid. You're making money, but you're like, really? Like, this is fucked up. Let's zoom in and think about running a cancel replace trailing buy limit entry. We're going to buy new lows on the 15-minute chart. Cancel replace, but we have to have a clue of, and this might be the hard part that's going to be difficult to explain to somebody. What is our trigger? In other words, where's our goal? That looks like the best zoom I can get. Here, so if I say, and here we could hit a button literally, so I can have a trailing buy limit hotkey that keeps on just recycling. We don't have to drag and drop that because we're not going to be able to. You're probably not going to be able to drag and drop that. Maybe you wouldn't want to. I could hit a button and it would drop a 3K. And it may sound like a small position, but you could fill this up. I could drop a 3K right here at the 15-minute expiration. So imagine, and I would have somebody, myself or somebody, like this is a kind of project that is doable. Now it's, what time is it here on the chart? Actually, I could move these blocks around and tell you what time of day it is here, but I think we're coming into the top tick Tommy situation where the selling is going to start here for the guys that want to do the auction. We know that for a fact because this is a lonely, I can't call it a lonely wick, but a lonely block. There's a order block there, son. And that's what he's talking about. It's a 15-minute chart, so we're on the 15-minute chart, and we do have the closing prices. This little dot we can see. We can see where it's marching to. So it looks like it's going to pop. It's going to pop, dude. We're going to sell into that for our scalp. Okay. For the next 25 pips, I ask you, would you risk 5K in this window and martingale in, so you're going to sell like this? Now you got to keep doing this all day long. But this way, you ask me, hey, can you make a living doing this? It depends how much you're going to work and how you're going to reduce your risk by getting stopped out of small positions and riding small positions for big pips. So you're either going to get stopped out of a 20 pip stop to ride 100 pips in the direction. This ratio is amazing, and you know this trade, and you've done this trade, and you've been trading a long time. If I zoom out, here, let's just do this trade to win. So right now, the goobers went long. I just went short into this. I have expiration buttons. I'm hitting 15-minute, 30-minute expirations right now, so it's coming in like this. This is what it looks like. in the real world, I'm going to simulate if I would sell new highs for 15 minutes, in a half an hour, I'm getting filled on these next two bars. If the expiration is 2 hours here, 3 hours here, 6 hours, 2 hours expirations, and I'm not going to draw it out in time. I'm just going to mark it off because I'm also, you can delete all these orders. So you can cancel that. Like, I'm pretty stubborn. So when I put those orders up there, I'm like, no, that's fucking where it's turning around, dude. Like, so I'm that guy. But you could delete all these, cancel replays. Your broker might get upset if you just keep canceling replays and burn up their server, but I don't know. It's going to be between you and them. Let's see, what do I do? Okay, so just keep on cancel replays by deleting those. Now the other side of this thing. Okay, so we're breaking out. I'm selling into that for 25 pips. I'm committed to this window. I'm going to put a stop up here. I'm getting filled not on the 15 minutes that they are. So whatever I laid up there that expires in 15 minutes, and that's the trade. So now sell, sell, sell. I'm not going to do any market orders unless I don't think we're in big enough, but now I'm going to start to put in 1 hour tickets. So if I keep this rate of change going, and maybe I'm short 8K now, right? I got 20K sitting up here. So these are all exercises to me. I guess it really doesn't matter in the end how big I trade because I'm trading so much that it ends up being a lot of trades. And I just have nothing else better to do. So I'm going to trade. Right. So I'm tired of fucking fighting with people. And this is a solo sport, by the way. And I don't want to argue with people anymore, and I don't want to have them tell me that the Earth's flat. I don't know if I said that in the last video, but this guy I was with he thought the Earth was flat. I'm like, dude, okay. And then my other friend I met up with the other night had he thinks that there's only 18 years of water left, and I thought, well, okay. That's cool because I could do the math. And the guy that came up with that obviously rounded up. So by 2030 there will be no water left. And so when I saw the 18 years, it triggered me. I just go, what a lazy fuck. He hasn't thought about this because this should be something like, now if he said to me 23.8 years from now there will be no water, I go, wow, now you're scaring me, dude. Like, you drilled down to the month on that? Whew, motherfucker got that down. I'm selling into this, by the way. So for the next 50 pips, I'm committed to selling this thing. We can't even get a scalp off here. So this is a swing trade, obviously. Could you have bought every pullback here and pulled the trigger and marched this thing up? Okay, where are you going to get out? I always want to ask that question. Where are you getting out on that trade, by the way? Okay. So I can go to sleep and just have this thing churning my tickets. And I got some 10 pip winners in here. I got some 8 pips. I got some 14 pips. I got some 22 pips. And I'm currently underwater. I'm investing in the short side of this, by the way. I guess you could consider that psychologically. That's going to matter too. Like, how do you perceive this, you know? How do you feel about this trade you're in? You're down about, I gave this guy the $200 count challenge. I whip out 200 because I know I could take 200, and he's only allowed to trade 20 tickets, so how can he fuck it up, right? In fact, I'd have him drop some, so I guess I could sabotage him and have him drop, everything expires in 1 hour. He's like, what, my tickets keep disappearing. What the fuck? I put all this work and I fucking measure out the goddamn vacuum and then fucking son of a bitch put the ticket in. Yeah, I know, buddy. So we could run big fucking piggish orders where we sell every 50 pips above us for a week. So it's a legitimate trade, actually. And then he said to me, why don't you just trade, here's $200. Why don't you just go trade that for me? Come back in a month with 1,000, or come back in 3 months with 1,000. I'm like, well, that'd be very easy to do. That'd be fucking simple. I'd probably have to split it with you, but that's simple. I could do that. I'd actually put you on I'd have you only taking like, he'd only trade 50K a month at that rate. I could have you trading a standard lot, like one standard lot in total. All your trades added up, you traded 100 trades of 1Ks in a month. I mean, if you can't make fucking $1,000 in 6 months, then you need to just fucking put a bullet in your head. I'm sorry, I don't even know what to say. No, that's not true, because you may not know how to get around the platform and all that shit. So if I went to the zoom out key, is the only chance I'm going to get this here. See how I'm getting raped here. What the hell's going on? It keeps going up. I'm losing money. What the fuck? Well, this guy, I think you guys fucking contrarian trader who was making money. So not all trades work, by the way. But this one I kind of feel excited about. We're coming into the close of the market, and Asia's coming. We might go a little bit higher. If this is the same data set I played back last time, it is going to go a little higher. But how do you deal with this psychologically? And I'm short about 16K right now. I can just feel it. And I'm ready to go short 56K on this before I get stopped out. And we'll just make money coming back the other way. And I may have to get in at the market. So if we get to the top, and I've underestimated the bull's intensity on the way up, then I will have to get in at the market at the top. And this will be at the end of the session when we come into Asia here. I'll sell a little bit. Actually, what I'll do is if I'm too heavily short and I'm too underwater, I'm going to put sell limits above me, because I'm going to let it stop out of what I did, pick up another bank on the top, and then when it starts coming down for the real pullback, and everybody's like, I gotcha, that's when I'm going to get into the market. Okay, so here's Asia. Now these spreads are bullshit here. The spreads are wider than they appear here. That's why there's kind of a lot of volatility. I'm short into Asia. Like I said, I sold this 25 pip column. I sold the top tick Tommy when it came into this session. I sold that. Or I sold at the market, but the spread sucks, so we can't do that. But we got filled up. I don't know if, no, we never got that price. So now the spreads are going to tighten up. We can start scalping off of this. If you consider this to be like a little nerve-wracking, then just get the fuck out, because you can get the fuck right back in. So the trick about this is once you learn how to run scripts, it doesn't matter. If you are short for that scalp, or you scalped out of whatever it is, and these tickets are still underwater, honestly, I want to put sell limits up here and hold these losers, and they'll become winners. So if you have the patience for that, come back, right? And if it doesn't, you got enough money up here to scalp off of this to pay for these guys getting stopped out. If the stops for these are swing trades, which are way up at the top, then you're going to be partially, so you can manage the overall size you're in. You're actually managing a basket of trades at that point. So now I'm selling more, just by default. The limits are up there. If I did not scalp this little mini pullback and jump on the long train, then what did I do here? I screwed up my system. Okay, I'm sorry. So we keep going up here. I'm selling, selling, selling for the next 4 hours. The expiration on these tickets. So I dropped the tickets here in Asia. They expire in 4 hours. So see, that's my exposure. Now sell, sell, sell. I'm picking up some serious sells, and into the top of that, this is about almost a 20 pip run into the top of that. So until the completion of this box, if we take out that box, I know I'm getting filled on the short side. Everything above here, like a hand drop a bank up here. So whatever, and I've gotten stopped out. Let's assume I've gotten stopped out of about 100% of everything that I sold into that. These are gone, right? These are gone now. This thing's killing me. This fucking software is just ridiculous. So if I sold here and I didn't scalp anything, which I probably didn't, unless the stop on this is 60 pips, which it could be. If there's a 60 pip stop on there, you are still in these trades. So that is sitting on top of your person that wants to see nothing open. Then you won't be able to do this kind of blending scalps with swing trade. We could have scalped that. That's a high probability back to the breakout point. We could have done that trade. Could have done it. And we would do that because I'm very, when I put my sell on here, I have a seller's view. I feel like a seller, and I can do it. I'm not about to buy here for the trend, but I can scalp out and see the trend traders are doing that. That's their trade. We know their trade, so we can see them. It's a revolving door, and we all know everybody's trade. So there's no secrets. The data is not. There's no hidden magical patterns. And they're Fibonacci to me and Gartley patterns. That's, you couldn't even help. You couldn't show that to somebody. I don't know how you show that to somebody. Like, this is something I could show to somebody. You see the high of the day here? You know, you see this? Right, you see that? If you can't explain it to somebody else, like, how are you doing it? And this Gartley shit. Well, you gotta get out. Just see, this is a butterfly, Gartley. Dude, are you fucking nuts? Can I buy this thing today, or will I'm about to fucking kill you? Like, if I signed up for one of those courses, I'm like, okay, did you sign my contract? If you don't show me to put a trade on tonight, I'm gonna kill you. Because it's psychological, dude. If I said, listen, when you go home tonight, go in. Here's $5. Put a 50 pip stop on a 1K. Buy at the market when you get home. Buy the euro dollar at the market. Put a 50 pip stop on it to make 25 pips. To make 20 pips. Would you risk $5 to make $2 if you knew you could do that trade 80 times a day? I mean, 80% right. Okay. So here, you do that, and then bing, look, you made $2. I think that would make a lot of people go, oh, you know what? I could do this. Or, I mean, this works. So here I'm selling into this again. I'm short. I drop another 4-hour bank up here. Now, you know I'm short from down here with a stop up here. I'm about to get stopped out. Oh, my God. Don't touch my stop, please. So, but I have the seller's mindset. I'm like, look at Top Tick Tommy. Now, this is a very big deal here, and this is a lower risk trade, and this is a setup that's happening while you're still short. So you're actually partially in this trade, so you have to have partial thinking skills. Or you could have gone flat. Let's face it, you could have gone flat. I got you, and just the only problem there is you're going to have to buy back the spread and the commissions. If there's commission, you're going to have to buy those back again, just because you didn't have the patience to wait for this thing to take out this. It doesn't have to do that, but that's not a high probability. It could happen. So even high probability trades aren't. So here's a high probability. Look, I made it all the way back to the breakout point twice. And the buyer's coming in this lonely 15-minute wick. So you see how clean this chart is? There's nothing but closing. There's nothing but the range. And if we zoom in, we can kind of catch it creating the ranges. So that was a fantastic scalp. Back to here. High probability place for the trend traders to jump aboard the train. But no, I'm flat now. Maybe, let's say I'm flat. People keep asking me, well, tell us the trade. It depends. If I'm short on a 5K or a 50K here, and I'm like, I just scalped 200K off the top of that because I've been hand placing, I've been front running the market with my hand because I don't have the precision of double clicks, but I have precision of going like this, buy limit, buy limit, buy limit, and I come in here with manual tickets. Now, right now, if I was not in this market at all, I would put a big C, a 50 pip C of limits in here, and I'd walk away and go, dude, this is fucking money in the bank. I let this fucker come down, rip around here. If I'm there to see it, it's different than if I wake up with, $80, $800. Like, I don't think that I've got wide enough stops to come in here and pick up. Like, I don't think in $800 in series of this, but that's really what's available in here. So that first scalp, 80. If you re-rack, you'll make more money. Now you make another 40, then you make in clusters of how hard you want to work about putting in these tickets. So you drag and drop the precision ones. And if you really don't, So I would have this guy put singles in, I think, and create a trap. I think my best metaphor has to be, for me, a favorite to explain it to somebody, especially a guy who's thinking about hunting, but from a trapping standpoint, we're trying to trap the animals and they come around the wicks there. So right now we sell above the blue box. And a simple instruction manual. So every blue box, we're going to, every night, we put sell limits above the blue box and sell limits below. Now, you have to be keen enough to realize that the top of the last box is potentially going to get filled. And right now we're going short by default. So we do not have to know where the market's going to make money. If it goes up, we're selling. If it goes down, we're buying. I could probably get this down to a 10-page manual on limit order scalping or limit order. Yeah, because you could just actually just make enough. Right now you're up on this trade, right? You sold into that. Now, if you hand placed right up on the, and this is a great one too. You're selling this box. Now, it doesn't mean that it's going to come down to here. It does not mean that. You got to be happy making your 20%. You got to be happy making your so maybe you sell a house, you flip a house, right? You flip a house, you make 80 grand. You flip another house, you make 20 grand. You flip another house, you make 400 grand. Then you don't flip any houses. Or you get a house and it flips you because it's all fucked up inside and you didn't see it and some ass clown told you it was okay. So there's no, that begins stopped out. And if you got enough patience to hold on to the house till it's flippable, and the market comes back and, some guy comes in with his giant Bitcoin wallet. He's like, he got out at the top and he's like, I got to get into real estate, dude. The fucking interest rates are so high, cash is king. When the interest rates go up, cash is king, right? Look at this pullback. Get a load of that puppy. So if you were holding this, now imagine I'm holding this one. Remember I said, if you got the patience to wait 12 hours maybe or one day, this fucking ticket's almost a winner. You see what I'm saying? To me, this is the only way to trade. Honestly, I wouldn't show you this unless I thought this was the only way to trade. Like if you don't want to babysit this shit. But I thought you said buy if it goes below this box. I did say that. And guess what? That ticket's almost break even. Here comes the sellers. Oh, you're up on that trick. You didn't get out. This is a 15-minute wick, dude. If you're not here to catch these trades, now what I would do, so asking if you can trade for a living would mean that you'd have to be awake 8 hours after 5. What time is it? If we get in 8 hours after, so I don't know what time that is, but it wouldn't matter because that blue box 8 hours into the night is when I'm getting in. And daylight savings time is going to fuck this up a little bit. So that's going to be, I mean, can you get to your platform by 11 o'clock at night? So 11 o'clock at night, we complete this blue, no, that's wrong. Okay, it's 1 a.m. What am I thinking? I know this shit. So 1 o'clock in the morning, we complete that blue box. If we're going to trade the London fake breakout, which I guess that would be, right? This is a spectacular trade, and actually I would be re-racking that, and I'm buying on limits again, right? So if you did not get out of this critical floor of the blue box, you are screwed. It did not engulf. It did not go technically full auction and engulf. It's tanking. I'm buying. So if I didn't scalp out of this from here to here when it came back to the floor, then I'm screwed. If I got in too big. And now they're stopping me out, but it's okay because I'm prepared to buy all the way to the top of that box. And I said that this real estate left behind, this football field, and look at this pounding. You are up 35 pips with a 10 pip stop. You're up 20 pips with a 20 pip stop. Everything you stacked on that rooftop, to me, that's the trade. Now, if you said to me, well, I did that here and I got clobbered, yes, but you have to put in wide stops, tight ones, and your tight ones made money. Don't forget, and you re-racked. You done good. You done good, son. So this is coming up on 5 o'clock in the morning. This beat down to me, and I would say, here's another rule. If you buy below this box, buy more below this box. You would have got filled here. Not. You're buying more because you got more pendings. You're buying this. When you do a buy limit here, you never get filled, so you're buying more just by default of this crushing in. This is the low of the day and the low of that beginning session too. But these are just my rules that I have for myself. It may be complicated, but in the crudest sense, and no, you can't backtest this and make money, by the way. Because like I said, if you sell here and you're going to sell more here by default, you sell a 1K, you sell 2K, the 2K takes that out. Don't forget that 2K is worth when these two guys come rifling back to here, because the other rule is that, aren't you going to buy below this box? Yes. So if I could do this thing where apparently I can't get the code, I could make it so it's 4-hour sessions. And that might be action. I got to pick different colors, and I guess I'm going to consider you're only going to worry about, because if you're showing this to somebody, they're going to go, well, what about the rest of this shit? Okay. Well, are you awake for 24 hours? So if you're awake for all these sessions, then you can manage these trades and you go, oh, look at this. And when it comes down here, you know there's panic. So you can scalp out. Say you got in heavy because you're like, this is ripe real estate. I'm going to get in, but babysit it. If you walk away, you will make money. But when they retest it, they may take out. If you never took profits during the crash, you're never going to end up with as much money as the guy that's able to scalp the dead cat, take the dead cat off the table, come back, re-rack. He'll make more money than you, right? Because he can re-rack it. You're just stuck with one dead cat bounce, and oh, look at me, I'm so clever. I bought the supply zone. Yeah, but re-rack. Let's say here I'm buy again. Let's do the same trade over and over again now. So this is what I'm constantly going to be running on double clicks, half-hour expirations. When the market heats up like this, honestly, so here we take out the Asian low, perfectly at the 25 handle. We're down 20 pips. We buy into this like you can't believe. We could do a little more micro structures, and when you zoom in like this, we could take a look at like, okay, what about this? This is top tick Tommy from that last pullback. Oh, we never reached that. So we're not going to get those kind of setups, but we did pound through this top and blew it out. This isn't support. Is the center of that? Obviously not. Support was here, but we could still have dove below that. In fact, we didn't hit that technically. So on the bid, never hit it. There is no perfect fucking trade. What we do know is that we're coming up on 5 o'clock in the morning here. And if I'm not in the market, if I just walked up to this thing, I'm obviously going to put a pile of tickets in here, and I'm going to put a majority of the tickets, if you're going to look for the wicks on the 15-minute to key your true support, look at these obvious. And the problem here is you don't want to use Williams fractals because he's not going to see that. You just have to do this old school. Here's a lonely wick. These are key supports down the fucking tunnel to hell. And if you just put your tickets here at I guess you call these simple fractals, simpleton fractals, you just need one poke out wick. Like here's a poke out wick, and here's a pokey wick. I don't know what you call that. Like if you've never traded before, I don't know what you call that to somebody. This tree branch, this twig, I don't know how people perceive it. I'd ask them, what do you think that looks like to you? What do you want to call that? I mean, to me, that matters too. Like, What do you call these? Are those garlic patterns? Is it a garlic pattern? No, just wick. Relax. We haven't got that far yet. So if you're really good and you want to trade more, you got your order sitting down here where all those stops are. And I'm buying into this plunge, so we're falling out of bed again. Now, if you're short from top of here and you're looking for you are getting your engulfment from the top to the bottom now. Total auction. In fact, we bid it up here, trapped some goobers, buying high, top tick Tommy, rip through the floor. I'm buying below here. I'm scaling in. I'm in like 24K. I'm going to buy 50K down here, all spread out. Expiration is going to be 4 hours. I guess you can imagine the next 4 hour box is going to complete here. Now I'm going to speed the whole thing up. Let's speed this up. Let's get through this symposium, this conference, this, what is my other one? Favorite one they call it? Symposium's my favorite because it's got a Y in it. But, oh God, what do they call it? A clinic. Is your leg broke? No, your brain's broke. Are you coming to the drum clinic to learn how to play drums with us? Clinic? What do I look fucking like a cripple to you? Dude. Sorry. I got better things to do than being shown up at a clinic. Would change my bandages from clicking this goddamn mouse. Here, let me make this box, update that box. So we're coming down the tube, son. Told you no support down here. Oof. Now here's where I kind of feel we're on autopilot. They're filling my limits. I'm watching it go, and I'm like, and every time they stop me out, I feel like I'm losing one of my children. I never aborted any pregnancies. I've given birth to 48 children, 48 and a half because I got a little midget guy. But I don't want to lose one of these tickets. So I suppose what you're never going to be able to cure is that if you didn't scalp this bounce in some manner, that you are starting to lose money or go into a drawdown now. And I don't want to depress you, but this is what trading's about. You need to buy all the way down. Like I'm just saying, I need to buy all the way down. You could sit on the sidelines, and I will go back to sleep and sleep like a baby as they just keep coming after these key support levels, which you haven't hit this one, but I would donate a lot of money to this area, a lot of money to that area. And I'd load the wagon here, and I'd buy everything that is not nailed down here. But also, don't forget, when this plunges right now, if this retraces, it's going to take some of my position off. So I'm not going to be able to make doing this order not high frequency, but high quantity trading is what I call this. Because we're trading so many tickets in here. You see what I'm saying? No market orders, by the way. I wouldn't recommend it in a drop like this because if you feel like you're in too big, do not add to this. Now I'm going to go to my magical time machine dial. Speed it up because 15-minute chart, we can kind of like call these trades out. Like we're buying more. But you knew that. I told you right there. I'm buying right there. This is the heavy entry window. Now we hit this order block. It's going to be heavy. Oh, God. Beautiful. Bring it. Now I'm at about 80K. Imagine I'm 80K. I lost 20K. I got stopped out. I've got the 50 pip stops in here. I've got the 20s, the 30s. I've got the scalpers. I got risk 20 to make 10. I got risk 30 to make 20, 30 to make 13, risk 50 to make 100. It's all in there. And when it's said and done, this meltdown scenario, we expect some kind of bounce. If we really get loaded up and we're like, oh my God, this has so much momentum on the downside, I think they're going to take it lower. And this looks like we're just going to keep going down. So let's get out, let's re-rack it, and just do that again. Now it's almost like a job. It's terrible, right? Also, this guy was like, I don't know if I really want to do anything. Wow, you've really got yourself hooked up. Let's take this up to about. So we're long. Don't forget we're long. Oh shit, I went to hyperspeed. Okay, so see, there's the trade. So there's our trade. We bought into the plunge. We scalped to this floor, right? That's the obvious continuation pattern. And we're buying more again. So we're buying more again. And let me zoom out one notch. Okay, so that's the trade plan. You can see it, right? We're heavy buyers here. So we nicked that zone and then we crashed through that zone. And we picked up a lot of tickets on that one. So that was that's a white knuckle trade in a sense. If you've never done that trade, it's a little dicey. It feels kind of like awkward. You're like, damn, I am getting pounded. But it's always that last. So when I used to trade at the market, I would get destroyed because the more it would sell off, I'd be like, oh, that's even a better price. So I found it's better to sit on the sidelines and let the market crash into your price banks, your order tickets. Because this is, now you're in control. You have the option to cash out of everything. What the fuck? Where's all my... Oh, it's in here. I closed everything down. I need to delete all object script here. Okay, see that re-rack? Now we're re-racking again. You see how fast that's almost 20 pips slam, dude. If you're here for that, you're making money. Okay, I'm going to go hyper speed. Let's zoom out. Let's take a big picture view. Gotta hope my time thing. I might have to reinitialize my time thing. Oh, shit. Unfortunately, I destroyed the objects, and I can't re-rack that indicator because I changed it. Let me put the old version up. So this one has different time zones isolated. Yeah, ice sessions. That's what it is. Oh, shit. Okay. Because I have sessions and ice sessions. Okay, we're tanking. We're tanking like a horse, son. Okay, here we are. That's 8-hour blocks. So this is set up. That's set up for default is 3 8-hour blocks instead of that first session. So here, 8-hour scripts, right? Now there's not as many of these trades. You notice that if you start buying the breakout or the fake breakout of these boxes, it's not only so far away that it's like, dude, you're never gonna get a trade on. Like you can't. Like if you saw the top of that box there, you did make money. But if you saw the top of this box, you had to wait a long time. But this is good because if you're going to tell somebody only trade during the blue session, then it's a different kind of trade. Then you would tell them you got to sell. I don't know how you describe this to somebody. Okay, you're looking for this area here. As soon as the blue session starts, you're trying to sell this area. And you're trying to buy anything below here, by the way. So when blue session starts, you would have got filled here, I think, and then you would have refilled here. Here's a double bottom, and you would have scalped, and then you got a total auction. So you can have an auction in the 8-hour session. So you can literally take out this high. Not like you're just going to have a lower frequency system. You're going to sell above here now and buy below there. So you buy below here for the scalp to the floor, and I'm just like that. I like to just buy the new low. Because look at this. This is quick money to the 15-minute chart. So in a half hour to 15 minutes, we can scalp to the floor and be out of that part. And then just re-rack the limits, walk away. There's so many ways to do it. I like this because it's static. It doesn't matter. I'm about to get filled on the long side. There you go. Buy more. See? But if I do not aggressively come in back with more buy limits, also the big key, if you're trading a 1K and you're going to drop 200K to 300K, up to 1,000K on the broker's going to allow you. So that would be a lot. $1 million, right? So if you're going to put 2 standard lots, that's 200K you're playing with, and only 50K fills, and your target is 50 pips, right? $250 for those trades during that move. Okay, here's Asia. We bought this new low. We scalped to here and then some. Now we're buying new lows. I think this actually makes it easier because we can see the 15-minute. We can see these beautiful like double bottom on the 15 in the 8-hour box. 15 on the 8 is giving us this. We can see the time frame overlays better. We don't have to go. We don't have to go to the 8-hour chart now. Right? Think about it. You're saving space. And its carbon footprint's smaller too. That's just a bonus. These things happen, you know. Life has fun surprises. So let me, high speed playback, I'm just going to imagine my, call out the trades here. And from a contrarian entry standpoint. All right, so you know we went short above this. Let's zoom out one more level so I get the big picture. So you know how it goes. We sold everything above here. When they took out the high the previous day, and look at these ding, 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 bud, bang. This is the cash out, the scalpers. Now, we could have also run shallow buy limits here going, dude, this thing's going up. And somebody asked me once, how much of that move do you catch? It depends on you and how many tickets you're going to run. You know I'm selling above this, right? If I did not scalp this, I am totally aware, and this is obvious, I got sell limits up on these rooftops. I got sell limits. If I just had sell limits on that rooftop, then once you tag it, pull back, crush through, this is going to be where we take everything off if we got into heavy. If you're selling this window and then you got more money to sell up here, like you're ready to donate, like you are bearish and you just got filled. You just got filled on that rooftop. You got to be prepared to sell heavy here, and this is going to be the one that you held on the other long side. This is when you're going to have to wait 12 hours to get this become profitable. Is going to might take 12 hours. You sold based on that structure top. You sold this 8-hour vacuum. Plus you can see the vacuums here. You're still waiting to get paid, dude. And you're selling more because you made so much off of that to this rooftop that this rooftop, if you, this rooftop that you sold, you're still waiting to get paid on that. That one you actually got paid, right? Came back to here. Now you're selling more. You sold this one, you scalped it here, and you're selling a ton up here. And I'm a seller, you know, I'm a seller on this. Okay, we're going to cover here. We'll start our buying campaign below this 8-hour bar. We just got an 8-hour full auction there. It's not even 8 hours gone by though. Look, we've already made our profits. And we just bought this. We're just going to buy this again. So we go back. Not as many fills here, but we don't need them because we're making every day. I would say every other day is a trade, right? Every other day there's a trade. This I could show to that guy. So if he wants to come back, I would show him the whole day, 8 hours like this. I had it down to the 4 hours because it was like, you know, if you want to think in those terms, those setups are quicker and faster and dirtier. Come along. These are tremendous. This is a 50 pip winner, dude. 50 pips off the top of that? You mean all I did was put sell limits up here at top tick Tommies? Yes, sir. Now, why didn't you have a 70 pip target? No, because you didn't have that written into your formula. But right here, just look at this. In 15 minutes, you just made, hopefully you've got, like I said, you need to have 5, 6. You need actually every target. If you want to keep milking this wick. I would not put sell limits up here, by the way. I'm just going to put buy limits. In fact, I'll put buy limits down here because I feel like this is going to be a gush. But if I did sell above that, and I did say that earlier, but you need to have scalps built into that up in here. Like I'm not selling here thinking I'm I'm going to sustain this whole fucking thing? No. So let's say I did go short on this rooftop, which I'm not. We're too much inside of fair value. I like to be at the very top Tiktami. We're still inside of the mainstream average daily price, so to speak. But look at me, I'm wrong. That's a fucking great scalp. So what am I saying? Right? Sold that all the way in, all the way back to the breakout. Also, what I was saying about dropping 15-minute, half-hour scripts, right now, if you hit the double-click button, you're throwing sell limits up here like that, look like that, and they got buy limits down here. And you're really doing 30 minutes bids into an auction. You're throwing, even though they're buy or sell, doesn't matter. You're throwing out your sealed bid. It's just you and the broker know about these tickets you're running. And look at that, you just got it filled short. That's what you're selling above this, right? Wow, you just made some gash, right? You got to take it. You got to take it and run. See, it's gone already. Look, if you're going to hold that whole position, you're screwed. See how fast that came back? Here, let me get rid of this so I can go full screen, full retard. Wait, please hold. So here, take a look at this now. Can you trade like this? Can you trade for a living like this? Oh yeah, sure, absolutely. I think if you think in terms of this clearly defined rule system, where you're going to keep moving your tickets every 8 hours, and you have to stay on it, but you're prepared to buy the last boxes behind. So maybe cancel, replace, reload your buy limits here, and put buy limits in here because this is still a valid price territory, and so is this one. See how precious this is? So that slot, that 8 hour basement is premium, right? For just even a move to here, which is your first, should be your first exit, and here being your long exit, and you still haven't got to the other side of the tracks. You're still buying new lows and coming back to fair value to get out. If you're selling this and you see, it could be an 8 hour engulf, I would definitely be cashing out along the way because the buyers are coming in here. There's another guy coming in on the other side. There's somebody selling into that, by the way, and they sold heavily in it. How much money did they make selling this blue box? Dude, this became a winner eventually. You got to be prepared in this system I run to go underwater by $200 to make $400, or go down 500 to make 1,000. So it depends how the comfort level of, say the account's got 10 grand and you don't mind going down. You see the market like it's going against you. You're down 200, 300. You go, yeah, I've seen this before. We're going to make money on this, dude. This is coming all the way back and engulfing this. The one thing you don't want to do on this chart, this is why stop entry is insanely, I guess that defines retail is a cut down, like you're a fucking retard. Retail, putting a buy, but see, these people will say it works. Yes, with the widest stop on the planet, it works. If I put a buy stop here, and I trail my protection, I'm like, look, I'm up on the trade, dude. If you put a buy stop here, it comes all the way back to where you got in. Like you gotta tell me, you still have to make a scalp out of that. You gotta buy stop here. I gotta buy stop here. I gotta buy stop here. Oh, I'm not getting filled. Well, no harm, no foul. Okay, but you put a buy stop here. Where'd you stop? Well, here. I got stopped out of that one. Yeah. Okay, now I want to buy on limits. I'm looking at this territory going, holy shit, dude. The guy that's holding the short from here is like, yeah, just wait another day. Looks like it's topping out. Yeah, now here comes the buyers into this column. I just have sessions, 8 hour sessions I'm running. 8-hour sessions. I like it. Here comes the next session. It is now the last 8 hours of trading. So that's 8 o'clock in the morning. Here comes the news. Right? So we got, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 a.m. 8 a.m., 8 p.m. So there you go, 5. Now wait for 1 o'clock in the morning, boom. 1 o'clock in the morning, 9 a.m. is going to come in the last box. So that 1 o'clock in the morning is pretty frantic. A lot of money to be made there. In fact, you could just call the day off here. Looks like you made yourself a tidy 30, 40, 20 pips, the whole 9 yards here by buying this new low, just by placing your order banks. And I would say this is the juiciest trade, really. You bought the low the previous day too, so you're buying this box, this real estate, and then you're going to hold it for the scalp. You got the engulf on this, and you could have actually sold into it too. Here's probably when you start to really make enough money to pay for any stop outs you've had. You sold the top of that. You can scalp to the top of that, but when it's small like that, look at it, came all the way back to the retest the top. The 15-minute chart's cutting through the 8-hour box, creating these painfully obvious fucking setups. Like, if you can't see this shit, you just, like I said, stop. But you don't want to, like, people, well, I put that trade, it didn't work. Dude, you're putting in racks of tickets. Come on. Yes, some of these are going to get stopped out, obviously. That's the whole point. The whole point of it is, I'm not assuming that I don't have the precision to put on one, go, oh yeah, this is 618, buying right there. Dude, they're going to take that out. I bet they take that out. So why don't I just scale into this shit? Why am I fighting this stuff? Oh, they just took it out. Look at that. They just took it out. What the fuck were you doing? So we want to buy below here because this is all the fuel. Here's where all the real estate's at, dude. We're buying below this. We're buying below that. If we did not scalp that, we are buying, 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 buying. Now our targets are here. For these tickets down here, so I have to keep on dropping the racks, dropping the racks. I just bought so much. Dude, it's crazy. Took out the low the previous day. And this is, what the hell? This is 9 o'clock in the morning. So the news came out. Stocks are open now. Holy shit. I'm buying that plunge. I know. I just know how I am. Now, this is very deep. Everyone's a winner. Every ticket's a winner if I have a 40 pip stop. So sometimes I got to run a wide stop. Sometimes I run a tight stop. You got to keep adapting to what's happening. This is a great way to frame the last 8 hours. Would you sell above the last 8 hours? Oh, yeah. And if I'm long from down here, I'm already out because we're coming, almost made it back to this structure. So these 8-hour blocks. 8-hour scripts, 8-hour blocks. You can't fuck this up. But in the people that the people that make money doing it, well, you know, they have to place the tickets. You got to engage in front of the market. And the nice thing about this system is never have to pull the trigger on a trade. The market comes to you or it doesn't. It's all about you. You are the center. You are the market maker. You put your sell limits above the 8-hour session. Below the 8-hour session, you put the buy limits. Whatever the fuck happens. You should be able to scalp to the floor as first target. If you hold on to it, let your profits run to the middle of fair value, then you're doing good. This is not rocket science. I'm not a big fan of I'm not a big fan of candlesticks, by the way. I can do them. I only do them so I can point out to people like a small body means low volatility. I talked about that, but that's on a 4-hour chart that would matter. Like if you're looking at the graceful melting of a 4-hour candle, I got you, you know, but if you're going to do mechanical trading like this and say, well, if then statements, this is pretty fucking simple. I'm ready to start. Like, I think I could find some people to do this, and I'd be like, dude, you know what? Here, because the guy wanted me to manage his account, which I guess it's the first street offer I've had. So guys say, I say, yeah, let's do it. I'll show you. And but here's the thing. This is totally lemonade stand stuff. I'm not signing any papers to. In fact, what I told him is, I will give you. It's going to be your account. I will trade it for you and trust you to pay me. I have no password access to your account. I did this actually about 10 years ago on Craigslist. I went on. I said, hey, does anybody want to be a bookkeeper? You know. And they go, what's the job mean? I go, you're going to have to log into my account, place orders, and I'm going to give you the password. I'm going to give you the investor's the whole thing, and the withdrawal password. I will give you the money to trade. Okay, so this is what triggered people. I'll give you $100. I want you to manage my account. You're going to manage my trading account for me. And I will pay you if you place these orders for me. What the fuck am I? He goes, this is a scam. Now, here's the thing. Is that possible? Could I have somebody do that? Yes. But they're like, well, that would actually work. It must be a scam. So the scam thing is all, I kind of like, feel like it's like calling everything a conspiracy. Yeah, there's scams, but dude, if you fuck it up, are you going to call scam on everything you fuck up? Here's another instance. We sell that rooftop. We sell way up here, too. And we're waiting for the scalp out. And we may not get it. Oh, we have to wait. No, we're selling more. Wait. Oh, coming back. No, no. Cha-ching's going to be here. Okay. Cha-ching. And we're still holding maybe. Now in a refresh with the elements. That's all we do all day. Place orders. So I feel like this is not a very high glam job. But it makes monies and it pays for my hookers and everything. So it's a side gig, see? And one thing you don't want to do is become Elon Musk and be so high profile that people start to threaten your life. I'm sure that if I wanted to, and I'm sure anybody that wants to can become famous, but do you really want all that fucking drama in your life? Come on, man. That's why I like trading, because it's kind of like a little more introspective. I don't know. By the way, we're making money on that trade. I'm so glad you sold above that. It took some balls, but look at you. Selling above that. You're up on every trade. Here's the buyer's window. Coming back for the retest. Now we want to sell above here. We want to buy below here. The day's coming to an end. We've got our box pattern. In fact, there probably is some type of, this is called the L-shaped, and this is what ICT would do to fuck this up for everybody. You see, we call this the dinosaur pattern. Now, if we get two dinosaur patterns in a row, I think the bias is going to change. I see that what ICT is teaching. Give me one of his students for fucking 3 days. And he'll be trading supply and demand order blocks. He won't even know it. Well, you don't think there's supply down here? You can't look on playback. I'm sorry. On a 15-minute chart, anywhere in fucking time, any goddamn. In fact, I forgot all about this because the guy's like, oh, well, I said, you want to do it right now? I'm going to tell you the biggest fucking person I could teach to do this would be a girl. She's not going to go, well, why are we doing that? She'd just do it. Okay. Buy limits. Buy limits. I'll give her the scripts, dude. She won't even fucking know. I'll look at the market. I'll give her today's scripts or this. If I see there's volatility, I'll send her the scripts to drop every day. So here's where I'd have to babysit somebody though. No, we're trading with 50 pip stops this week. The markets are on fire. Here's some scalps. You know what the math is on these orders. It's a scratch and win. You're gonna risk. You buy a lottery ticket for 5 to make 3. You're gonna buy one for 5 to make 50. Oh, five to make 25. Let's not be unrealistic with some of these targets. Granted, if you pack this fucking area with high ratio shit, can you see how fucking good that trade is? I don't mean to swear, but dude, come on. Now there is no top tick Tommy entry here. Very disappointing for that sell-off. It's okay. We're buying this plunge. Also, what I would tell this person if they're going to place orders for me, because if I place the orders for myself, that's different. If I show them how to place orders, then I don't really care if they pay me or that's why I'm doing the video channel. Like if I show you how to place an order and you're like, oh, cool, that's fine. If you were to outline the coming vacuum, the vacuum report, today's vacuum report, beware of actually, I feel like that is almost a community service thing you have to tell people. Should you decide to buy new lows today, check the deep vacuums. Look at the monthly charts. Be aware of the abyss. Abyss watch. This just in. Actually, it's not just in. We reached a 50. They call it the 52-week high and 52-week low. Actually, on the newspaper, if you find a stock that's making a 52-week high, is it going into an abyss? Is this the first time it's ever? Or are we retesting a new... Did we fall through the floor and we're just bouncing? Typically, it's going to be a year look back. 52 weeks is a year. So that does matter. And some people might watch that. And then they look at the chart and they go, oh my God. This is new highs it's ever seen. Here's a nice top tick, Tommy. You caught this one. And I think the consistency of you placing these orders in, say, a 8 pip window, and you got sell limits up here, don't forget. They just never fill, dude. And there's not even a scalp to here. There's not enough. This is not even worth it. If you waited 8 hours for your buy limits to fill, hopefully you got buy limits down here, or you're waiting for these buy limits to fill. You're short in, you're barely short in, but you're going to buy. So if you keep on refreshing and don't cluster your tickets, so if you put linear grids in like this, and you just trade linear grid, so it is how many tickets you place, how far are they apart, that does matter. So, but for the signal, so to speak, the call to place orders, the call to round up the usual suspects is always going to be like this. We sell rooftops. Top tick Tommy. This could be a great trade. Scalp and let some of it run. We're always going to buy down here. Always. We just scalped. We're buying more now. I'm going to refresh this. And I'm still holding on to a couple tickets. Oh, that's a great scalp right there. I can feel it. This smashing action, down, down, down. It's just too much fun, dude. Run the 15-minute chart. Rehearse your trades. I'm holding this. I'm underwater. I'm ready to buy more, though. Not at the market. Like I said, trading at the market, I can only do that 20% of the time. So I'd buy a little at the market here. But I'm always thinking, no, they're going to crush this puppy. Look, they're going to crush it. There you go. And the rule is you should have buy limits sitting below the blue box. And these should be bigger tickets, which is very difficult to buy big here. It's hard, man. I'll tell you what, it's hard. But let another 8 hours go by. See what they fill. If they don't fill enough, it's going to be the end of the day, and they're probably going to go lower. So here's another really bad. It's not. a pleasant feeling to go underwater, which you would be doing right now. And you're underwater to the end of the day. Oh, thank God the day's over. And then they go a little bit lower. Do not buy at the market if you feel you're in too big. Put limits below you. Okay, you're getting filled on limits there. Now I would say, if you don't think you're in big enough, put limits in again. Put shallow limits in now. Start to trail the market with tight limits. You're getting filled on a couple here. Let it go. Do not, I would say, do not sell into the top of this now, unless you're not in the market yet. You could scalp off these rooftops. But if it went underwater, don't forget, I'm going to run a 50 pip stop as my max. That's about my threshold for paying is $5 a ticket. So if I'm in 2 standard lots, down $1,000, I don't want to be down 1,000. So I want to be up 1,000 or $2,000. And I want to be down at max $300, right? In drawdown, as we come down here and absorb all this beat down. A couple scalps built into this, but I want to dump the whole position. But I know I got scalped out of something there because I got my target set at 8 and whatever. Then we're going to cash out the whole position at the end of the day here. So for the swing trade of that, I'm going to go flat. I'm going to come in with sell limits above now, sell limits below here. I'm going to step way back from the market. I'm going to step way, when the volatility kicks up like this, another thing I could do is send this person just nothing but 30, 20, 10 pip stops, 15 pip stops, only give them scripts that max out at 30. And when they get stopped out, they get stopped out. They're not going, so with a 75 pip stop to make 75 pips or something, even 50, you can handle these trades, dude. You can go underwater and look at your portfolio, so to speak. It's a portfolio at that point of a blend of scalps and swings and all that stuff. So here's a great winning so you're trap trading. I guess you could call this trap trading too. Anyways, I hope that helps. So I'm going to wait for the market to open, and maybe I'll start my stream when the market opens, because then it makes sense, right? People can trade forex. It is forex. That's what I do. I could do NASDAQ too, and I have some NASDAQ scripts I'd like to work on those things when the market's open. That seems the best time. But I don't trade NASDAQ. So if somebody wanted, we could create those or double-click versions of that. And that kind of, it's fun to do it, though. I had some drops. The hand plays drops, I think, is the way to go, because double clicks you get in trouble because they're hardwired for a certain price. So the drops I could do, and I could drop them, and then I could get out at the market. So I'd be cashing out. Like the market plunges into my tickets, and I cash out. Plunge into tickets, cash out. By the way, you're short off this rooftop, shit in your pants, but I think you just made up for it right there. So look at that, come back right to the fucking breakout of that 8 hour and rip. So this is a constantly obvious, and I'm selling into that. Or I'm holding from way down here for 3 days, which on the bigger picture, if we zoom out, I think you can see it. You should be able to see it, or that's another problem you're having. So here's the max zoom out view. Now you can see all the trades you missed. Let's just pick them out. Let's back test my theory. So we're going to sell new highs. We sold here, we sold here, we sold here, we made it back. We got stopped out of this. We buy new lows. We bought this. We sell new highs. How many trades here? We're going to buy this vacuum. This is going to come at us as they break into new lows, and we're going to make our money back into the floor. And the next day, if we do the same project, this is where we buy new lows, scalp back into the floor. Did not engulf this. And then here's where you're going to, if you drop 8 hour expirations here, these would all fill. You drop 8 hour tickets based on this low. Your buying starts here, and you made money. No, it went down low here. So here's where you're going to lose. But the reason why you'd have to look at the lonely wick here as like, uh-oh. In other words, we didn't take out that high. We're getting quiet. And don't forget, there are breakout traders here that put a sell stop and a buy stop here, and they are making money, but they're not making all their money that way. Right? Think about this trade system. Well, you get a narrow Asian session, the Asian breakout. This would be the Asian breakout bot. Like I said, it's going to be touch and go. You put a sell stop and a buy stop every Asian session. But see, the pip amount's changing. Good breakout trade, right? Breaks out, screams down. We don't even have to pick the direction on that. So I described the hedging system. I may not have published that one, but if you are a non-directional breakout trader, just trade the Asian breakout. 8 hours. Wait for the market to break this 8-hour range. You get filled on the sell side. Your buy stop does not get filled. By default, you are short, and your bias is determined by the market in real time. You don't need a bias. You put a sell stop, a buy stop, a sell stop, a buy stop. This is more risk, right? Because this is a bigger, like if they fill both tickets, I would say that is the best way to show somebody, and that's why retail trading is, they call it that, because if I said to you, listen, you know your risk, you put a buy stop on a 1K. Every 8 hour, every Asian session. So by 1 o'clock in the morning, you're going to have to wake up, put a buy stop and a sell stop. Now here they trapped you, right? Didn't they? They fucked you. Here, buy stop, sell stop. If you don't cancel this one cancels itself in 8 hours. I forgot to say that. So 8-hour expiration. This one's expired. It does not trap you. You do not get whipsawed on this. That's why the expiration is critical. Your buy stop pending here, it does not get filled. It's expired because you dropped it back here and it lasts, say you dropped at the end of that, it lasts 8 hours, it did not get filled. Because the market did not breach that 8-hour until up here. So after the blue, it expired. Just like it's marching forward here, kind of. So if we say buy stop filled, we can see the breakout traders trade. They're long. They're loving it. Now, hopefully they scalped out because I'm selling this thing. I'm selling into the goober. So the market maker's selling into the goober. He's short on you now. He's already scalped to your goober entry. And now he's making money and then some. And now he just made a pant load. And I'm going to buy the limits. I got limits here, and this looks like a huge vacuum waiting to be just exploited by all the drama we could get. Plus, I am going to resell that. So to me, it's easy. But the difficult part is always going to be, how much should I put up there? And is this going to go, like, so this could happen. It just goes pounding like this. You're like, the fucking, Jesus Christ, I thought we were done tanking. What is going on here, son? I'm getting clobbered. I thought you told me this is easy. What the fuck happened? So it just keeps on tanking and tanking and tanking. But if I started getting filled in my buy limits here, I'd be like, holy shit. Now the breakout traders just went short. I'm buying this thing. I can place all my orders religiously here where the stops are going to 8-hour stop hunt, right? 8-hour stairway to hell is going to be start hitting again, and they're going to start poking into that and retracing. Let's get the scalp off. We zoom in, right? Play this out. We zoom in. This robot's trading his ass off. Is it making any money? I'm gonna take a lucky see here. Oh no, he'd be losing. I designed it to lose. I'm better than this. We're better than this. Okay, I'm long. And I'd also tell this person, put your buy limits right here. Good fill, son. Put a buy limit here, buy limit there. Can you handle a 4K? Look at, you're making fucking money now. Oh boy, you gobbled up all those stops. All the retail traders got stopped out. And the guy that traded the breakout, I hope he took something off the table. Wah, wah, wah. Oh, boy, that's satisfaction there. That's right. 16 hours. Boom. You're done. Done for the day. They're now selling again. Selling again. Waiting 8 hours, 4 hours to get paid. Plus, this gives you a nice. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. So it's 5 o'clock, 5 p.m. to 5 a.m. to 1 to 5. It's simple, right? You don't have to think too much here. We don't have to think about it too much. 19195. It starts all over again. If you don't overtrade, if you don't overplace orders, and you don't mind waiting 8 hours to get paid, I think you're waiting at least 8 hours to get paid on this. And you may go underwater by 16 hours and it takes you 16 hours to get paid on this system. We're selling right there. And if we're not short, if we didn't place we got buy limits down here now. Okay, so we're going to wait for this. We'll put the sell limits up there now. So look at that. We're short in. Here comes stocks. Are going to open now. That is just profound. That's a 75 pip in golf. So 70 pips. Here comes U.S. markets. So here's when this is the most volatile session, U.S. markets open. 9 p.m. The news is coming out right between these two blocks. And nice scalp to the floor, perfect. You got to take that and then re-rack it. I'm going to buy down here. A lot of volatility. And here I would sell up here because I said before I wouldn't do that, but I can see the value in at least scalping this much. Okay, we just got filled. As soon as Asia opened, the Asian session is filling me on limits, so I'm not. And the breakout traders are waiting for the end of this 8-hour session for them to pick a direction. They can buy stop here, sell stop there. Okay, they place their tickets. I'm long. I've scalped to the floor. I'm going to buy more down here, and they just took out this low. So I'm prepared to buy for the next 50 pips. That's usually my block territory of canvas, 50 pips here. And they just case Sarah on that. Let that go. I'm going to take it up one more notch. I don't know if I can do it. It might just blow by us so fast. We won't be able to say anything about it. But I kind of want to go to the highest speed possible. Oh, no, that's not it. Strategy tester down here. Wait. Settings. All right, let's go to super fast. Blistering speed now. Please hold. This is going to be hyper speed trading. Buying the plunge, buying the plunge. All right. Buying below that blue box. I think we're going to go down more. Beat down. Let's buy more. Waiting for the end of the day, and they may take out today's lows, which take it lower too. Rightio. You are correct, sir. All right. Perfect. We're holding our longs. Waiting for the breakout traders to go on their buy stops. And their sell stops. I place them now. Okay, the breakout traders are about to get trapped, I think. They just went long. And I'm still long. And they're making money. I'm making money. First target is going to be this low. most recent low and the stairway to hell, and this is important too, but okay, so we scalp out. If we want, we can get out right now. Or wait till that happens. Okay, let's dump the whole position because I'm going to start selling here. And I'm just going to throw buy limits in down here. And definitely buy limits there. So that's how it rolls. And this way you can plan ahead. See, the next column is coming up. So that's nice. 8-hour blocks. 8-hour time blocks. This is a much simpler system, I think. And then we can see the next array is coming. Very simple. I think if I showed it to the guy, if you go, okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah. It's that easy? Well, I mean, from the standpoint, like I say, psychologically, you'd be underwater right now. On this trade that I just called out. Because if you sell here and here, these price levels, and you're going to sell above there, and you're going to sell heavily into that, you got to have some patience. Going to scalp to this price if we ever come back here. So this is a very tough trade. But be aware of this giant vacuum, so we got to place your orders further apart because you got to cover that area. The area is telling you if you trade a 20K, spread your tickets, spread your 20K. If you trade a 20K, tighten your tickets into the 20K slot. So it's about, if you always drop the same amount of tickets, then the market naturally shows you the real estate. You're going to need to put your orders in wide here. And after that big upthrust, if you're buying this pullback, and by the way, I'm cashing out of quite a bit here because I'm short, that if you decide to buy this vacuum now, this is your new 8-hour vacuum, just use that. Like, well, we didn't wait for this thing to close, but use this as your narrow ticket, great ratios, and be able to also cover this. So you're exploit this with, what would you say? Maybe have 30K spread here, but a 30K tightly placed with great ratios, scalps built in, and just look at these slots. They just keep forming. It's like whack-a-mole, dude. Come on. Especially up here, we can place the tight stops and the wide stops. Here, I'm going to just come in and say, we could come down here. These maybe expire in 8 hours. By the end of that blue block, we got to hit these tickets. It's a weird way to make money, but it is like totally logical, I hope. So I hope that explains it.